Hey guys, what is happening? Happy Tuesday morning. It is July 3rd, the year of man 2018, and once again, we are live with no current. Of course, I only have 21 subscribers, and that's cool because it's not about the subscribers, it's about the message, right? It's about our journey, it's about our own personal progression and transformations, and it's about learning. It's about continuing to learn. And I labeled this one time travel by getting outside of our mind and our box. Right? We're all in a box, whether we have personal limitations that we've set. We have societal limitations that are put upon us. We have other people looking at us and judging us and expecting us to do stuff for religion or part of a group or something that places rules on us to push us into this expectation of action or not action, right? What to do, what not to do, all these different things, which really, in the end, limit us to becoming our greatest versions of ourselves, right? And so I just got done reading a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And it's such a great book. Go read it. It's awesome. And, it has a lot of really cool concepts in there that can help us, time travel. And by time travel, I mean, you know, everything is relative. Whatever we perceive as the truth is the truth. And so it's like, when my kids, I have little kids and they'll hit each other or they'll perceive that something is going to happen. Like, one of them will go act like they're going to hit the other person, and the other person is already acting like they've been hit. They're already crying and going through the motions, and, the world is ending and everything. And it's because their minds have already traveled into the future and they have literally felt what that pain is, and really it's just fear, right? It's not really pain. They, they might feel something for a half a second, but it's really fear based perception of an oncoming event. And don't a lot of us live our lives by fear? Don't a lot of us, I know I have in the past, and even sometimes now I still find myself in there because of what I perceive is going to happen. It hasn't happened yet, but my mind has already traveled into the future and perceived that occurrence of whatever, and my body is actually feeling something. My emotions are feeling something that hasn't happened yet. So I've traveled into the future because I think something's going to happen and I'm already feeling it. Is that time travel? Is that is that perceiving something that doesn't exist? Is my reality based off of my perception? Absolutely, 100%, guys. If we want to change our now, a lot of people are talking about living in the now, right? Don't live in the past. Don't live in our mistakes. Don't live in, our box, right? Live in the now. Live right now in this moment because some people say that right now is all we ever have. And I think we kind of have to go beyond that a little bit. It's sort of like the law of attraction. The law of attraction is more of a law of separation, thinking that what we want is over there. Penny Pierce talks about it in her book Frequency, and I love that book. Great book. She talks about how what we want is over there. And so what we have to do is we have to focus really hard and want that really bad and say some stuff and do a lot of things to make it come to me, right? Make it come to me. We are putting our will into another object, person, place, or thing, or whatever event to have it come to us. Well, guys, What if we moved beyond that? What if in our minds we perceive us already having that, whatever it is, that event, that thing, that job, that money, that, experience, whatever it is? What if everything is connected? Okay? We are all occupying the same space. What we perceive as a physical reality, this body, they're way over there, but I can hear them right here. They're occupying the same space. And so the law of attraction says it's over there. I gotta change to bring it here. Well, what if what we're really doing is changing ourselves, changing our perception of our reality to make it manifest within our lives, to make it manifest, to have physical whatever come into our lives because we changed, and I know it still probably seems like if we're stuck on the law of attraction that it's coming to us, but really, guys, we are changing ourselves to make it materialize into our existence, into our present state. We have to live, we have to perceive that we already have it. We have to focus on that part and focus on the experience and focus on what that is, and it will materialize in our worlds. It will literally time travel, or everything else out there will be put into motion to help us have that experience, to help us have that thing, to help us become a better version of ourselves. If we want to really change and make change stick, we have to convince ourselves that we have made that change, that change is now us, right? If I want to quit smoking, then I have to change my mind of what that smoking is actually doing. Smoking, drinking, sex addiction, drug addiction, whatever it doesn't matter. Food addiction, they're all addictions, right? They're all things that we have convinced ourselves that, smoke or drug or, sexual experience in order to basically have some happy pills, some feelings that change my current state. Okay? We're modifying our current state by going through an experience. And we could do that without having those things, those by going into those boxes that change our state of awareness, change our present, change our perception on reality, right? And so, we've had a lot of challenges with, what I do as one of my professions. I'm a programmer, and there's a lot of boxes that we have to fit into. There's a lot of paradigms, belief systems, um, things that we have to do in order to please a lot of different levels of a lot of different people. And there's a certain type of programmer that is literally reliving the past. They live in the past because they continue to do the same things they've always done, and sometimes they expect different results. So, guys, time travel doesn't just go forward, it goes backwards, right? And so if we're constantly living in the as we've always lived, we are not living in the present, we are not living in the future, we are not creating a new present or a new future. We are living in the past. And guess what happens when we live in the past, guys? We relive those same experiences. If we think it's going to end up different, we're insane, right? Isn't that the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing, or living the same way, or being the same person. There's a lot of things in all religions, not just one, not just not there is no supremacy in knowledge. Knowledge is global. It's consciousness. It's existent everywhere and in everything. We are intelligence, guys. And so all of us have access to the same intelligence, to the same force that created this whole freaking experience that we're experiencing right now. If you really want to dive deep into what reality really is, When I because I've have over 20 years of programming experience and project development experience and people experience and a lot of these different things. I've even been a DJ for over 20 years. So, I've been able to observe a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of situations, a lot of companies that crash and burn because they're living in fear mentality. They're living in the past, right? And so when we're looking at what reality is and isn't, you know, life isn't what happens to us. Life is what we make of it. Life is what we perceive it is. If we see things as a learning experience and that we're in a school and that all the stuff that happens, it isn't good or bad, guys. It either helps us progress or it helps us regress. It helps us either live in the future or it helps us live in the past. It helps us remain the person who we are or it helps us change who we are, which ultimately changes what we experience in what people call the now. That's all it is, guys. Everything is programming. Everything has a box. That bird over there that's sitting there tweeting, it's programmed to do that. The grass that's growing on the ground, it's programmed to do that. And if somebody doesn't give it enough water, guess what? It's going to change into something else. It's not going to continue to progress. It's going to turn yellow and it's going to disintegrate and become part of the earth, right? I definitely don't want to disintegrate and turn into part of the earth. Not yet. I got a lot of stuff to do. And so we have to get out of our box. We have to change our perceptions of what happens to us because whatever we experience in life is what's up here. It's what we think on a consistent basis. It's what we watch on a consistent basis. It's what we read on a consistent basis. It is what we do on a consistent basis. It's the people that we allow to be around us, who we hang out with, who we look after. It's maybe not look after, it's the wrong words, but we looked after our kids, right? Sometimes we don't have a choice on that. I love my kids, they're awesome. And so but everything is based off of our choices and what we perceive, guys. Change these things and we can travel into the future. We can be like Michael Jackson and make the world a better place, right? It all starts with the man in the mirror. That was awful. I know. Sorry, it's early morning. Sometimes my voice isn't that great. But it all starts with the man in the mirror. It all starts with our perceptions. Reality is based off of who we are and what we perceive. Okay? So if you want to time travel into the future, if you want to change our present life, then I don't like the word belief because it has the word lie right in the middle of belief. A lot of people will tell us a lot of things and say, if you believe this, it will happen. But I think belief sometimes, counts on an outside force to make it happen. We don't have to wait for anything, guys. We can make everything happen. We can time travel. We can become the best version of ourselves. All we have to do is break the habit of being ourselves, get out of our boxes, and become a better version of ourselves. I hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. That's my morning 15 minutes. Take care. Peace out.